Welcome back to Design Time. I am sitting cozy here at Tri-City Furniture in Auburn with Kathy Kilborn. Before we dive into today's topic, grab your phone and scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about today's topic. We are talking more about reclining furniture, diving into the history of it a little bit. Kathy, why don't today's recliners handle what's thrown at them like back in the 60s and 70s?
Well, the difference in the pricing and the quality, but we're using these chairs a whole lot more than we used to back in those days.
Definitely. And what has changed specifically in the last few years?
Well, generally everything. So we have different framing, we have different steel, we have different foams, and all of those things have been adjusted to keep the price down. People have bought a chair 17 years ago and it held up pretty good for them, and so they want a new one, and it's like, well, the price is so much more, and there are some lower priced chairs yet today, but realize they're not the same as they were 17 years ago. And so with the adjustability and the power and all the extra features, prices have changed. But there are good recliners. You just have to make sure that you get one that has the stuff that you used to have, rather than some of the things that are just being competitive to the imports.
Why is all of this changing right now? Like pricing, like you mentioned.
It's price. Price is king, and people want things cheap. They're realizing that they're not built as well, and they're not going to last. You know, realize that if you're spending $3.99 for a recliner today, and maybe it has 3-4 features, realize that quality is not one of those features. They had to take things out to keep that price down. And so if you want it to last, if you're living in it, you need to buy a higher quality.
And can we still find high quality recliners like this?
Absolutely, but they're going to be American made. They're going to have firmer seats and the heavier duty mechanisms, and these cushions are foam and not Dacron. A lot of the companies have just taken the foam out because that's more expensive and filled it with Dacron, but the Dacron can easily compress. And so there's all these variables, and the quality is still out there. You just have to make sure that you're asking questions to get the quality that you want.
Yeah. And like you mentioned earlier, there are also plenty of additional features and reclining pieces today as well that were not available years ago. Are those still important today,
Yes.
though?
You know, people can't open and close the chairs as easily as they used to. So there are some important features that can make our bodies more comfortable. A lot of people, as we age, get a few more aches and pains, and so that adjustability really allows for us to feel better when we're sitting.
Why are these features so important?
Well, if I can't open and close my chair, that's a big problem. And I do see people who can't get out of their chair, and people are pulling on them. So we want the features that will give us the ease of living independent and making the chair work. A lot of these chairs now have head tilt, and so when I lay back, because that's comfortable, I'm not looking at the ceiling, I could still see the TV. So those kind of features are really, really important. And we're seeing a lot of these same lumbar support and all these different features in our cars. We don't spend 24/7 in a car, but we might spend that many hours in a chair, watching movies, sleeping, napping, and all sorts of things. So the chair today is a really important feature, piece of furniture that we want those features so that we have our comfort.
Well, lots of good information here. Kathy, thank you so much for enlightening us a little bit.
Not a problem. It's important to have a good chair.
Very important. You want it to last a long time.
Yes.
Stay with us. We'll continue our conversation next week on reclining furniture and what we need to do different. For now, this has been another episode of Design Time.